Luka Doncic has been one of the most talked about players in the league this season, and for good reason. People have been very critical of his shot selection and his usage, especially over the last stretch of games. He is always a high-usage player, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. The best players in the league usually carry a heavy load, and Luka is no different. I have never had an issue with him taking 25 shots, or even 30 if that is what the game calls for. The key is whether the shots are justified and whether the team is winning. When Luka is getting quality looks and the Lakers are moving the ball effectively, you can let him do his thing. There are moments when the best offense is simply to give Luka the ball and get out of his way, just like you would with LeBron or any other superstar. Great teams usually rely on their best player to make plays and create scoring opportunities. Whether it is Steph Curry for the Warriors or Giannis for the Bucks, the formula is often the same. Give the ball to your best player and let him go to work. The problem is that there's a fine line between being a high-usage star and being a shot chucker. Luka's three-point shooting has been a major concern for the Lakers this season, and it has had a ripple effect on the team's overall efficiency. I have talked about this before, and it is hard to ignore the numbers. When Luka and Austin Reeves are taking a combined share of the team's shot attempts, especially from three-point range, and they're not shooting well, the whole team suffers. At the time of my earlier breakdown, their combined three-point percentage was around 31.5%, and the Lakers' overall three-point percentage reflected that struggle. The issue was not just that Luka was taking a lot of threes, but that many of them were poor shots. The last 10 games, or so, have shown a noticeable shift. Luka has been more efficient, taking fewer shots while still producing the same kind of scoring output. It is not always about volume. It is about quality. In one of the recent games, Luka scored 33 points on only 15 shots. That is the kind of efficiency that changes the narrative. After the game, they asked him about the comment from JJ that he needed to trust his teammates more. Luka's response was simple. He only took 15 shots, so what else was he supposed to do? It is a fair question. If the teammates are not hitting shots, how long can Luka keep passing before he has to take matters into his own hands? You can see the difference when the Lakers are moving the ball and getting the right looks. Luka is getting more open shots now. There are moments when the defense collapses because of LeBron's penetration, and Luka is waiting on the perimeter, ready to catch and shoot. Sometimes the team is swinging the ball and the defense is rotating, and Luka ends up wide open with the defender trailing behind. Those are the kinds of opportunities that Luka has been able to capitalize on recently, and it has made him look more efficient and more comfortable. Of course, there are still games where Luka is unstoppable and you can just let him do whatever he wants. When he is in that zone, he is hitting shots that seem impossible, from awkward one-leg floaters to step-back threes that look like a hook shot. When Luka is feeling it, you do not worry about the shot selection. You just let him play. But the challenge is consistency and balance. The team needs other players to be involved and to contribute, especially from beyond the arc. Marcus Smart has been better recently, and that has helped. Jalen Brunson, the other guys on the Lakers like D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura need to find more consistency in their three-point shooting. Rui has shown flashes of getting back into a rhythm, and it would be huge if he could maintain that. LeBron also needs to shoot the three better, and when Austin Reeves returns, he will need to be a reliable threat from deep as well. When the Lakers have more players knocking down shots, it takes pressure off Luka and makes the offense more dynamic. It is also worth noting that Luka has been doing more than just scoring. He has been moving the basketball, making reads, and finding the open man. There is a difference between passing to pad your assist numbers and passing because the offense is functioning. Luka has been actively trying to involve his teammates. But if the shots are not falling, he is going to take what the defense gives him. You cannot blame him for that. The Lakers are better when the ball is moving, when they're swinging it and forcing the defense to rotate. But it takes a collective effort. Luka can create, but he cannot be the only consistent scoring option if the team wants to go deep in the playoffs. Another area where Luka has shown improvement is on the defensive end. He is not going to be an elite defender in the traditional sense, and he probably will never be the kind of shutdown defender that can lock up the best scores every night. But defense is more than just steals. It is about staying in front of your man, being physical, rotating, and making the right reads. Luka has been very good defensively this season, especially over the last 10 games or so. He has been active, staying engaged, and doing the little things that do not always show up on the stat sheet. People often point to the few possessions where he gets beaten and use that as proof that he is a liability. But they ignore the many possessions where he is in position, forcing the offense to work harder and making it difficult for the opponent to get easy looks. The numbers back up his defensive performance, and the eye test supports it as well. Luka has been one of the more consistent defenders for the Lakers this year. The real question is what this means for the future of the team. If Luka can continue to play with more discipline, be more willing to play off the ball, and operate within a structured offensive system, it will make the Lakers a much more dangerous team. It will also make it easier for the other stars on the roster to coexist. The biggest challenge with Luka is his high usage. If the Lakers add another star or build around him with other high-usage players, the team needs to find a way to make it work. We saw that with Giannis and the issues he had playing alongside Damian Lillard. Some stars just do not fit together, and the same question applies to Luka. Can he adjust his game enough to play with other top-tier players? The early signs are promising. He is showing that he can be more off-ball, more willing to move without the ball, and more willing to be a part of a system rather than the system itself. As the Lakers continue to shape their roster and build around Luka, his willingness to defend, to pass, and to play within a scheme will be crucial. If he can maintain that level of versatility, it will not only benefit the team now, but also in the long term. The playoffs are where adjustments matter, and the Lakers need Luka to be able to adapt. The more the team can get from players like LeBron and Austin Reeves, the better the chances of this trio taking the Lakers to the level they want. Luka's recent improvement in efficiency and defense is a good sign, but the team still needs more consistency from everyone else. It is a step in the right direction, and it is something that could shape the future of this franchise. Now, when we talk about Luka's growth this season, it is not just about his ability to score efficiently or defend better. It is about how he is starting to think like a true superstar who can adapt to what the team needs in the moment. That is the difference between a great player and a championship-level player. A great player will always get his numbers, but a championship player knows when to take a step back, when to make the extra pass, when to let the team breathe. That has been the biggest change with Luka lately. He has shown a willingness to let the offense flow, and that is something the Lakers have desperately needed. It makes the team less predictable and more dangerous because now opponents cannot just focus on stopping Luka. They have to respect the movement, the ball movement, the spacing, and the threat of multiple players stepping up. And the truth is, the Lakers have been seeing glimpses of what this team could be if everyone can stay healthy and consistent. When Luka is playing with better shot selection, the offense becomes smoother. When he is making the right reads and trusting his teammates, the ball moves faster. That creates better spacing, and spacing is everything in the modern NBA. Teams that can spread the floor and attack from multiple angles are the teams that tend to have the most success in the playoffs. Luka has always been a generational talent, but the question has always been whether he can fit into a system that requires balance. The good news is that he is showing signs of being able to do that. It is not perfect, and there will still be nights where he takes shots that make you shake your head, but overall, the trend is positive. Now, let's talk about the Lakers as a whole, because Luka is not playing in a vacuum. This is a team that is trying to build chemistry, and chemistry takes time. When you have so many different styles and personalities, it takes time for everything to click. LeBron has always been the ultimate facilitator, and he knows how to make everyone around him better. But LeBron also needs help. He needs shooters, he needs players who can move without the ball, and he needs a roster that can defend at a high level. The Lakers have had their defensive struggles, but they have also shown improvement. Luka's defensive effort has been a big part of that, but it is not enough on its own. The team needs to be more consistent on that side of the ball. Defense wins championships, and if the Lakers want to compete with the top teams in the league, they have to be able to lock down when it matters. This is where the importance of role players comes into play. You can have two superstars and still fall short if the supporting cast is not reliable. The Lakers need more from their role players, and that includes consistent three-point shooting and smart decision-making. When the team can trust that the guys around Luka and LeBron can knock down shots, the offense becomes unstoppable. The ball movement improves, and the defense has more room to operate because the team is not constantly scrambling to make up for missed opportunities. That is why the development of players like Rui, Hachimura, and others is so important. If they can become consistent threats, it will open everything up for Luka and LeBron. It will also allow the team to run more varied offensive sets, which will make it harder for opponents to predict what the Lakers are going to do. Another thing that cannot be ignored is the importance of coaching and strategy. The Lakers need a system that maximizes Luka's strengths while also protecting him from taking unnecessary risks. Luka is a phenomenal talent, but he is human, and he is still learning how to balance his natural instincts with what the team needs. A coach who can create the right structure and keep the team disciplined is essential. It is not just about drawing up plays. It is about creating a culture where the team plays with purpose and intensity on both ends of the floor. That is what separates good teams from great teams. The Lakers have the talent, but they need to keep building the identity that will allow them to thrive when the games get tougher. Looking ahead, the big question is whether Luka can maintain this improved level of play over the long run. Consistency is the hardest part in the NBA. It is one thing to play well for a stretch of games, but it is another thing to sustain that over a full season and into the playoffs. The playoffs are where adjustments matter, and teams will game plan specifically to stop Luka. That means he has to be able to adapt and continue to make the right decisions under pressure. The good news is that Luka has shown he can do that. He has shown that he can control the pace, manage the offense, and still be a threat to score at any time. The question is whether he can keep doing it while the team around him continues to improve. And then there is the question of how the Lakers will build around Luka in the future. The NBA is constantly evolving, and teams that can adapt and build smartly tend to have the most success. The Lakers have the ability to attract talent, but they need to make sure they are building a roster that fits Luka's style and the team's identity. That means finding players who can shoot, defend, and play with a high basketball IQ. It also means making sure the team has depth, because the NBA season is long and injuries are inevitable. The Lakers cannot rely on just 3 players to carry the load. They need a supporting cast that can step up when needed and provide consistent production. That is the only way to compete at the highest level. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in a development that has sent shockwaves through the basketball world, rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant, one of the NBA's most prolific scorers, is set to sign a 3-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. The potential move, if it materializes, would mark a seismic shift in the league's balance of power and could instantly transform the Lakers into championship favorites. Sources close to the situation claim discussions between Durant's camp and the Lakers have been intense, with both sides reportedly working through the final details of the deal. Durant, a multiple-time scoring champion and MVP contender, has long been the subject of speculation whenever free agency looms. His ability to impact a team's offense and stretch defenses like few others make him a coveted asset for any franchise aiming for the NBA title. The Lakers, a storied franchise with a legacy of attracting superstar talent, have seemingly positioned themselves once again as a prime destination for the league's elite. Adding Durant to a roster already featuring top-tier talent could create one of the most formidable lineups the league has seen in years. League insiders suggest that Durant's potential move to Los Angeles is not just about basketball. Los Angeles offers a combination of lifestyle, market exposure, and championship aspirations that few cities can match. While the Lakers have made headlines in the past by signing marquee players, Durant's arrival would be on an entirely different scale, potentially triggering a ripple effect across the league as other teams reconsider their rosters in anticipation of facing a Durant-led Lakers squad. Fans are already speculating wildly about what this pairing could mean. Social media has exploded with theories, memes, and debates about how Durant would mesh with the Lakers' existing stars and how the team's playing style might evolve. Coaches, analysts, and former players are weighing in, suggesting that Durant's versatility and offensive firepower could allow the Lakers to dominate in ways previously thought impossible. While no official announcement has been made, the mere prospect of Durant donning the purple and gold has reignited conversations about super teams, dynasty potential, and the shifting landscape of the NBA. If these rumors prove true, the upcoming seasons in Los Angeles and across the league could be defined by a single, electrifying acquisition. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.